Hello, you're watching Duncan's Debates. I'm Duncan Dunley, and today we will be discussing the prominent issue of how technology has influenced our language today. I'm bringing out two experts, Jessica Mertes and Guth. Let's bring out Jessica.
Hi, Duncan.
Hi, Jessica, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi, everyone. My name is Jessica Mertes. I attended Yale University, where I obtained a degree in Human Development and Social Intervention. Since I graduated in 2007, I have been studying the effects technology and social media has had on our society's language. This evolution of communication has led me to believe that our society does not receive benefits from this world of advanced technology.
Wow, very impressive. Let's bring out Allie. Hi, Duncan, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Allie?
I'm doing great.
Now, why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself?
Okay, well, hi, my name is Guth. I graduated from Harvard in 2006, and since then I've been studying social development. My personal views is that social media and technology have greatly impacted our language today, and I think that it has been beneficial to everyone.
Kudos to both of you. Those are very impressive background, ladies. Go ahead and sit down over there, and I will give both of you your prompt. As technology continues to evolve and change language, debate whether or not it sets back or benefits society's future communications.
I'd like to reference Facebook. I've been a member for 5 years, and I'm now reconnected with friends that I knew from middle school all the way through college.
How can you really get to know someone through technology?
I'm saying that I've reconnected with friends. We now rebuild our relationships over the technology.
I don't see how typing on the keyboard suffices as the same thing as face-to-face communication.
But Jessica, I don't think that we need face-to-face communication to have worthy conversations in this day and age.
I see younger people all the time reconnecting on Facebook. And not only reconnecting, but meeting new people and creating friendships. How do you think this is okay?
Right, but I think that social media has given children a chance to branch out and make new friends. Relationships have to start somewhere.
On the lines of dating, how do you think it's okay that teens and young adults are replacing the word love with the heart symbol? Do you think these hold the same meaning?
I think in some cases it does and others not. Everything is in context over technology. When teens are sending love letters or their intimate feelings over text, it really isn't healthy, but technology has brought us to develop in this way.
In my research, I've never come across a claim that said that online relationships are healthy and acceptable. Bonds should be formed through face-to-face communications, not through typing over a screen with abbreviated messages.
See, I think that abbreviations may be helpful. You can get messages across quicker.
It's a bad thing because abbreviations lose meaning. How can people really know how you're feeling? For example, how many times have you typed out LOL and not really been laughing out loud?
I think that that's more figurative rather than literal.
How could you know it's figurative when you can't actually see the person? And how can they be put in the same category as face-to-face communication when someone can't even be bothered to type out a full message?
See, that's where my personal views come into play. When I type out IMY or ILY, I really do mean that I miss or love that person. I don't think that these phrases are used differently just because they're abbreviated.
I refuse to believe that someone gets the same message when they are being typed ILY and when they're being told that I love you.
Jessica, do you know what IHY means? Because that's how I feel about you right now.
That's a perfect example of a professional adult using improper grammar in a professional situation that only makes you less credible.
I'd like to move on to how verbal language today has been altered by screen language.
Just to clear things up for the audience, by screen language, do you mean anything typed on an electronic device as means of communication?
Yes, I do. And I've noticed that you've used certain phrases that you would use over technology in our conversation today.
What?
Exactly, Jessica. That's a perfect example of using a fragment in a professional conversation.
A fragment is not an example of screen language.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Fragments fit into conversations just like acronyms fit into texting conversations.
My main concern with the excessive use of screen language in modern day society is the path it's leading to, the path leading away from proper grammar.
The flaw in your concerns is that you're jumping to false conclusions. When you think that the change in our language is for the worse, it's actually evolving our society.
Are you trying to tell me that adding "bay" to the Oxford English Dictionary is bettering our society?
I think if we never added new words to the dictionary, we'd still be talking like cavemen.
True, but how are adding words such as "bay" and "bud tender" evolving our language into something that'll help widen a person's vocabulary and evolve society? I have no doubt in my mind that adding "bay" and "bud tender" will not help a person obtain a higher education level. And later on in life, that won't help them. Like in a job interview, how is that going to help them?
I think that there is a time and place for all words, and no, slang would not be used in a job or interview environment.
But what about after you have that job interview? Say you get the job, and then in your work environment, because that's part of your regular day language, you're going to be using that type of slang.
I think a 40-year-old man in a professional work environment will probably not be instant messaging and texting to the hours that we are today. Teenagers are using slang so much because they are on these technical devices.
Well, the way that we're raising our current generation, it appears that by the time they are 40 years old, it will be an issue. They'll be so immersed in this way of communication that they won't know anything better.
See, that's where I think that you're wrong. By the time our generation is 40 years old, our work environments will require more computers and not face-to-face communications.
And should we be okay with that?
Well, that's just how things are now.
I do not believe that it will be beneficial to all people to have such an easy access to a world of knowledge.
Are you telling me that Google and Bing and other search engines have not greatly impacted your life?
Well, Google and Bing have definitely impacted my life, but I don't believe it's necessarily for the better. See, when a person types in a question to Google and an answer pops up immediately, I think that that loses the significance of actually learning something.
I do agree with you on that one, but I must bring up spell check, as I think that this is a tool that has affected everyone. Not only do all people use this, but they rely on it. And I think that it's raised expectations for people in society today, as now we are not able to make a grammatical mistake or a spelling mistake since we have spell check.
Well, I do believe that spell check is one of the few benefits that technology has on language.
OMG, that was fantabulous, ladies. Great points from both sides. Now I think it's time for one of our audience members to call in a question. If you'd like to ask one of these ladies a question, or both, please call 1-800-523-3415. Ooh, Jessica, I think I'm getting something. Hello? You're on with Duncan Dunley on Duncan's Debates. Who am I speaking with? Well, hello, Sarah. How are you doing? That's just dandy. Now, Sarah, what is your question? All right. Just to repeat the question, Sarah would like to know how modern-day language has affected music today. Well, Sarah, I do believe that music goes in and out of style due to our current culture, and it just so happens that technology has been a huge part of our culture today. Therefore, I do think technology has an impact on our music's evolution.
I agree with you that technology has helped evolve the music industry. However, modern day language has had a negative effect on music, forcing it to become less wholesome.
See, there has always been a mix of genres and artists. The fact that today's music may be considered unwholesome is due to the listener's choice, not necessarily our cultural change due to technology.
Well, I guess I can agree with you on that. Alrighty, ladies, I think Sarah should be satisfied with those answers, and I think we're running out of time. It has been great having you. Thank you for coming, and thank you all for watching.
Jessica's in the bathroom, but thank you so much for having us.
Of course. This is Duncan Dunley signing off. Have a fantabulous day.